I don't want to let anyone here to leave here not understanding what we've done. Okay? Okay. China must navigate, our government must navigate China issue skillfully. Navigate here means what? What does it mean in its normal meaning? How did you get here?
Indicate.
You got in the car and you followed the roads. I'll take this road, then I'll take that road, then I'll take that road. That's navigating. This is used mainly with ships, because it comes from the Latin navis, which is a ship. Okay? A navigator on a ship plots the course. Same on navigator on an aeroplane. He plots the course. But navigate just means guiding your way, going your way. Okay? Before you came to New Zealand, you had to navigate through the process, the visa process, the immigration process. Fill out all the papers, do all the exercises, whatever they wanted you. That's navigating through that. Okay, I did this, now I've got to do this. Okay? So the government must navigate or work through the China issue skillfully, not overreact, basically, not overreact. Jacinda Ardern may need to haul Winston Peters out of Fantasyland. What does that mean? Well, what's Fantasyland? Is it a real place? No. Never Land. Okay? Winston Peters is trying to make friends with China, and yet the government is doing other things that's sort of upsetting China. The main thing is not the Huawei 5G thing, okay? The government said no. Winston Peters is trying to get the government to say yes. So it's going to be a problem between New Zealand First and Jacinda, okay? And she's trying, and here it's saying she's got to tell him, come on, Winston, come aboard. There could be a problem here. Just because you like China doesn't mean to say we've got to stick with China, okay? Everyone understand that? He's foreign minister, he deals with China a lot, and in his mind, this Huawei thing is not that big an issue. But for Jacinda and the other parties, yes it is, okay? And there's been the Chinese reaction, okay? To haul, pull back, okay? Grab him by the shirt collar and pull him back, okay? That's what if you've got a child and the child's running out, maybe towards the road, you grab the kid, bang, haul him back. Same thing, okay? Okay, Susie, where we go?
The government has two major fronts to contend with as the strained relationship between New Zealand and China become more apparent by the day. First is the domestic front and how to avoid being blamed for trashing a friendship that has taken more than 40 years to build. Second is the diplomatic front and how to get the relationship with China back on track. That will require some political skill to navigate, because when relationships are delicately poised, it's easy to make things worse.
Okay, let's stop there. The government has two major fronts. Major, large. Front here means areas. Political areas, actually. Front, in this case, means an area. Two major political fronts to contend with. To contend with means put up with, okay? To handle it, take care of it. because of the wet weather, she had to contend with 4 children inside all day. Is that fun? I don't think so, okay? Don't think so. So to contend with means put up with it. You may not like it, but you've got to do it. How about contending with learning English? You love it? Maybe. So it's difficult. But you put up with it because you want to do it, okay? And that's what we're saying here. Has 2 major fronts to put up with or to handle. Has the strained relations. What are strained relations? Awkward relations, not happy, okay? Okay, the husband and wife have had strained relations for some time. Maybe one of them was naughty and they're sort of not quite happy with each other, okay? Strained relations. Usually the first step towards separation and divorce, generally, but things aren't good. And it's the same thing with China and New Zealand. Before we were quite friendly, now we're tense. Now the 2 countries are sort of tense, okay? Between New Zealand and China have become more apparent, more obvious by the day. Okay? A lot of Chinese tourists have stopped coming to New Zealand. An aeroplane was turned back. That was a clerical error by the aeroplane, not so much China. But Chinese spokesmen have sort of said in very polite language, we're not happy. Okay? And it's reacted. A lot of Chinese tourists have said, they'll go elsewhere. And Chinese tourists pay a lot of money in New Zealand, okay? So that's the problem the government's got right now. First is the domestic front. What's the domestic front? Home, New Zealand, okay? Domestic means home. So anything that's domestic deals with home. The domestic front in this case is New Zealand. First, the problems in New Zealand. Okay? What's that? She's a domestic. Okay, it's another word for maid. You know a maid, helps in the house. Domestic help is a maid, because it works in the home. Okay? Domestic. Here, domestic front, New Zealand. First is the domestic front and how to avoid being blamed for trashing a friendship that has taken more than 40 years to build. Okay? And to avoid, what's a trashing? You do it every day. What?
Throw away.
Yeah, throw away. Okay? But here, it's throwing away, yes, but it's really saying, okay, the first one. He received a thrashing for his bad behavior. What happened? Wham, wham, wham. Thrashing, in this sense, means a beating, powerful beating. Not just a smack, but strong beating. work?
push it.
Hmm?
Push it. Don't push
Don't
it.
push. No. Don't make fun of. Don't say bad things about it. Okay? Don't trash my work. Don't make fun of it. Don't say bad things about it. I tried my best. Okay? What happened here? The All Blacks trashed Australia. Beat by a large amount. Okay, so there are several meanings for it. Here, we're talking about this meaning here. Don't say bad things about China. Don't make fun of China. Don't negatively criticize China. Okay? For thrashing a friendship that has taken more than 40 years to build. You know, friendships are hard to make, so we shouldn't try and get rid of them in a hurry. Okay? And a lot of people have written to the paper and start complaining about it. Second problem she's got is the diplomatic front, politics, okay? New Zealand and China. And how to get the relationship with China back on track, back together, okay? Get something back on track means we were off track, now we've got to correct it, okay? He's trying to get his marriage back on track, trying to save it. Same thing, boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. He's trying to get his girlfriend back on track, boyfriend back on track. Okay? So it's the idea of, something bad happened, now you're trying to fix it. Now you're trying to fix it to get it back on track. Where does it come from? What goes on tracks? Trains. Train coming off the track. So they've got to put it back on track to get it running again. That's where it came from, okay? So she's got the two problems: to avoid people criticizing her negatively about the China problem, and the second one, the diplomats from both countries trying to get friendly again. This will require some political skill to navigate, to work around, or work through. Because when relationships are delicately poised here means balanced, okay? Well, same thing. Fashion models are known for their poise, which is really their elegance. You know, the way they walk, the way they act, carry themselves, their calmness, they don't overreact generally. Okay? So poise, if you have poise, you're calm, generally elegant, graceful, polite, nice, and that's what we're talking about here. Okay?
It's very positive meanings.
So,
Very positive meaning. Very positive
oh yeah,
meaning.
positive meaning, sure. Positive, very positive meaning. She's got poise, means she carries herself very elegantly, very ladylike and stuff like
She's a
that.
positive poise.
She's,
She's
we normally say she has a lot of poise. Not
Poisoning.
She has a lot of poise, or she's just simply a poised lady. I wouldn't say a poised lady.
No,
She has a lot of poise,
right.
most people would say. She has a lot of poise, okay?
Now,
Or, she carries herself with poise. How we carry ourselves is how we walk, how we dress, all that sort of stuff, okay? So, same thing, okay? Can I say he? Use it for men?
No.
Sure, of course. Yeah,
men-
but mainly for the ladies, okay? But sure, I can use it for men. He carries himself with poise, well dressed, calm, polite, sure. But here, we're talking two countries, okay? That are delicately poised. Delicately here means very much on the edge.
friendship.
Very much on the edge. Can go each way, any way. It is easy to make things worse. It's very, one mistake and boom, it goes over. Okay? It's sort of like this pen. It's hanging there on the edge. One little tip and boom, it's gone. And that's what we're saying here. And when you form a relationship, as we all know, it takes a lot of time to build personal relationships. So with countries, it takes even more, especially a country like China. Okay? Okay, we've got time for another paragraph. Why don't you, John, here, please?
This will be a great test for Jesnadan to see if she has the skill to handle the ultra-sensitive behemoths and to rein in her loquacious foreign minister, Winston Peters, when required.
Okay. This will be a great test for Jacinda to see if she has the skill to handle, to control the ultra-sensitive. What's that mean? Ultra-sensitive.
Very, very sensitive.
Ultra means very, very, very. Ultra-sensitive means quick-tempered, very easy to upset. Okay? Ultra-sensitive behemoth. What's a behemoth?
It's very giant.
Gigantic. China's a gigantic country, okay? Lots of people, lots of land. So the ultra-sensitive behemoth. China, a lot of, I shouldn't generalize, but a lot of Asians get upset very quickly, okay? And that's what they're saying here. Western countries, not so much, but a lot of Asian countries do. And China, remember, lose face. That big face is the problem. If China's felt they're losing face, very difficult to get friendly again. Okay? So behemoth, giant country, giant object. Okay? And to rein in here means to what happened? She told her husband to rein in his drinking. Control. Cut back on. I was going to put, he told his wife to rein in her spending, but I didn't want to upset everybody, okay? So, but rein in's the idea of controlling. Hey, come back, steady on, calm down, okay? Why rein? How do you, anyone here does horse riding?
Yeah.
Use the reins. Control the horse. Okay? So reining in something is controlling it. Okay?
Teacher, sorry, after control, what's it? Cut back.
Cut back.
Cut back. Cut back. Cut back. To rein,
통치하다 아니야?
통치하다요.
to rein in her loquacious foreigner.
그래서 룰 했다가.
Loquacious means loves to talk a lot. If you're a loquacious person, you love the sound of your voice. You talk, talk, talk. Okay? And Peters loves to talk. Okay? He's a very loquacious person, loves to talk, talkative person, likes to hear the sound of his own voice. Okay? Her loquacious, so control her talkative minister, Winston Peters, when required. So in other words, hey Winston, calm down, settle down, let's take this calm. Okay, we'll stop there, I think, okay?
Yeah.
Any questions, comments or criticisms? Okay, don't lose this. We'll do it finish it off on Tuesday. Okay? Well, the man lost